Hello, it's Steve Jamieson here, Managing Broker of RE/MAX Crest Realty Westside with your frequently asked questions. Today's question comes from one of our associates at our Metro office on Commercial Drive, and their question is, there was a death in the home that I just listed for sale. Am I required to disclose this to the buyer? And the answer actually is no, and a lot of people are surprised by that because in the province of British Columbia, you're not required to disclose if a property is what they call a stigmatized property. And one of the issues with that, of course, is that certain cultures wouldn't want to live in a property where a death has occurred. So if, for example, in the home that you just listed for sale, the person died of natural causes, there are certain cultures in our society that they would not be comfortable living in a home where someone died in the bedroom or in the living room or wherever they died. But you could take it to the extreme, and if there was a violent crime or a murder in that home, you're still not required to disclose that to the buyer. And this also applies to if there was a sexual offender to be reported to live in the neighborhood. If a former resident was suspected of being a gang member, if the property was robbed or vandalized, and also if the property is haunted. Again, there's certain cultures that believe in hauntings, and if that's a concern for them, there's no requirement for you to disclose any of this information to the potential buyer of your listing. However, keep in mind that if you are asked if a death occurred in the property, or if the property was vandalized or robbed, any of these things, if you're asked by the buyer's agent, you must disclose it. But it's only if you're asked. So the lesson here, of course, for buyer's agents is that if you are working with a buyer who is sensitive to these issues, whether culturally or just they don't want to live in a property where somebody died, then you, when you're interviewing the buyer and when you're having discussions with them, if you come to know that this is important to them, then it's your duty as their agent to make these inquiries. Failing to make those inquiries could actually get you, as a buyer's agent, in quite a bit of trouble if it's later discovered that a death occurred or that there was a vandalism or a robbery. So again, it's more the buyer's agent's responsibility. As the listing agent, your responsibility is to disclose any of these things only when asked. So I hope that helps, and I know it's a bit surprising for some people, but that's the law in British Columbia. If you have any other questions, please send them in. I'm happy to answer them.